You want to be on a live stream? You want to be on a live stream? Yeah, All right, so I'm here in Berlin. I'm at Full Node, and we're going to get a couple of reactions here just before the merge and after the merge happens. There's a lot of people here. I came in around 7, and there were folks that had been here all night, still drinking beers. The DAP Node team was here as well, making sure everything runs smoothly for the merge, and more people are coming in. This, of course, is the Gnosis office. So the Gnosis team is based here, and a lot of other teams based here as well. So for those who don't know, Full Node is a blockchain co-working space here in Berlin, and historically the Cosmos team was based here. Gnosis has always been based here as well. Lots of other folks have their offices here, so it's definitely a Schelling point for crypto in Berlin, and definitely one of the places that I spent a lot of time over the last couple of years. Brian also had a desk here for many years, and so very very significant place for me to be during the merge. Yeah, lots of great memories here. And also, Epicenter has a studio here. Or there's a studio where many Epicenter episodes have been recorded from. So we're gonna go around and see if anybody wants to talk to me. Didn't get a lot of sleep, so coffee's good right now. Tu veux passer 2 minutes sur Upsetter? Yeah. Prends ta chaise. All right.
Hey.
Hey, so you're live?
Sorry?
You're on live stream?
Yeah. Like 5 minutes ago, this live stream did not exist. And now
Yeah,
it
I
is.
know. So this is kind of a new setup here that I've got, so I can do live streams
From anywhere.
from anywhere on the go. So we'll see how this works.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah. So you're Paul from Morpho.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys are building sort of, I guess I'd describe it as like a peer-to-peer lending layer that leverages liquidity from Aave and Compound in order to have more like efficient matching of lenders and borrowers. Very much in this sort of, yeah. Please tell me more
Yeah,
about what you guys
absolutely.
are doing.
So Morpho is, from a user perspective, it's a lending protocol. So it's about lending and borrowing crypto assets the same way you would do it on Aave or Compound, for example. And the difference is that we sit on top. So Morpho is built on top of existing lending protocols like Aave. You have Aave, then you have Morpho Aave on top. If you have Compound, then you have Morpho Compound on top. And the idea is that we introduce a peer-to-peer matching system that is going to increase your matching efficiency, so your capital efficiency. So the idea is that if you go to Aave website, you have a very low lending rate, a very high borrowing rate, and that Morpho is going to match you peer-to-peer in the middle. So just to give you an idea, currently on USDC on Aave, I think it's 0.2% to lend and something like 2% to borrow. With Morpho, you get 1% for lenders and 1% for borrowers. So it's better for lenders and better for borrowers as well. And the idea is that Morpho preserves the exact same risk model, the exact same liquidity than the underlying protocol. So it's a pure mathematical improvement of trend liquidity protocols, basically.
Why did you come here this morning?
Well, obviously, so initially so with the Morpho team, we wanted to go to the Ethereum Foundation offices to celebrate the merge, but then they kind of getting crowded out there, so that there is a lot of people, and you have also the client devs that are regrouping and more focusing than partying.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, maybe we should not disturb them and come to Full Node to party with everybody rather than bothering everybody that is doing the serious stuff. So yeah, so we're currently at Full Node in Berlin and enjoying the merge.
So what do you think is going to happen in I guess a few minutes?
My take is that it's going to take much longer before we actually happen to have the merge, because miners are going to progressively, unplug the machines, and so the hash rate is going to go down. This is my personal guess. So yeah, I think it was supposed to be like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Now it's at 8 and
Yeah.
even 8:30 probably. So we'll see. But my guess is that it's going to keep extending.
Indefinitely.
No, indefinitely.
We'll still be here tonight.
But yeah, maybe a little longer than expected.
Okay.
But I think most of it will go all right. I think if there are problems, we won't see them like right now.
Yeah.
But most likely, it can be a little desync like in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. This is what's happening with most of the shadow forks that happens. It's like you wait a week, 2 weeks, and you realize that some of those have desyncs. It's not such a big deal. So
Yeah.
I don't think I really don't think something was going to go wrong on the layer one. On DeFi,
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in DeFi. You were telling me earlier about Aave and the fact that the lending is maxed out.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I'd say there are three main risks actually for DeFi. First risk is protocols that rely on block time, and so with the merge, you have like differences between the proof of work version and the proof of stake version in terms of time between blocks. It's now fixed and it's like much more definite, and so it can have undetermined impact on some protocols that rely on this metric. So that's the first thing. It's not the case of many protocols, to be honest.
Yeah.
Second thing is that you have a lot of people farming ETH-POW. So they're borrowing a lot on Aave and Compound, which introduces a very, very high utilization of the capital. And this is very dangerous for Aave because at the moment you can't withdraw on Aave and you can't withdraw ETH and you can't liquidate positions that are collateralized by ETH.
Yeah.
So what it means is that if the ETH pumps like by a lot in just following the merge, what's probably going to happen is that positions that were collateralized by ETH, that were borrowing ETH. Sorry.
They were borrowing ETH.
So if you're borrowing ETH,
Yeah.
and the ETH is no, sorry. If you're borrowing something else,
Like USDC, you're borrowing USDC and using ETH as collateral.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if ETH, the price of ETH goes up, then you're fine. However, if the merge is not like for some reason going well and ETH drops, then you may end up having some problems with Aave and a lot of bad debts. I would not say that would be critical to the protocol, but I'm just saying that it's a danger everybody is focusing on in the lending space. At the moment.
Are you? So is it possible right now to swap your collateral, like using something like Instadap? Can you? You can't even do any. Yeah.
No. So the idea is that at the moment you just can't withdraw ETH.
You can't withdraw
ETH from
ETH
Aave
that
at all.
has been
Like, actually,
collateralized.
There is no more ETH in
Yeah.
the Aave smart contracts.
Right,
Yeah,
because people have like pulled all of that ETH out to mine proof of work ETH.
yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
and actually, Aave did pause the borrow. So technically, people were not supposed to borrow anymore, but people withdrew because people are scared of the potential, impact of merge on lending protocols.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have this sort of panic effect on Aave. I personally think it's going to be all right, but I mean, who knows? It's like such events are so singular and can be very chaotic. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the third class of protocols that can be sort of endangered is protocols with a lot of off-chain infrastructure. So probably DEX aggregators, where I mean, it's just an intuition, and there's nothing like scientifically to back that. But you have the idea that probably if you have an off-chain infrastructure, you want to make sure that it's still is working with a new version of ETH, which is not immediate, right? You have to.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like having update all your integrations.
Yep. I think CowSwap is here and they're prepared, in case something is happening.
But I mean, they've been preparing for a while. But it's like layers of complexity added on top of the things that can go wrong with clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's abstracted many things. So yeah, again, I'm not so worried about those things, but we'll see. It's just
like how does the merge affect you guys long term? Like, I mean, how have you been preparing for the merge, and what are the long term effects on a protocol?
Yeah, so we made a study on what could be the impact of the merge, and to be honest, we did not find anything except that probably the prices were going. So from the application layer, it's going to be all right, but from the what I call the economic layer, you don't know what's going to happen if for example, ETH is going to be utilized at 100%, and then ETH drops, or there is a ton of scenarios due to just prices that could take down a lending protocol. So very edge cases, but they still exist for Compound, for Aave. And so, yeah, that's kind of the things we were looking at. But again, those are very hedge case. Overall, I think that everything's going to go fine.
Cool.
And yeah,
well,
I'm pretty confident.
So. What time is it? Do we know what time it is? I don't know,
Yeah, it's 8. So it should be in 30 minutes, probably, maybe less.
Okay.
Actually, I have no idea.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. Do you want me to bring someone else?
I'll go around.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thanks, man. All right. So that was Paul with Morpho. I'm gonna see if we can find other folks to talk to. you want to have a quick chat? Or is that a good time? On the Epicenter live stream? All right. Here, let me get a chair. Wait 1 second. We'll see. We'll see if this works. Here. Go. Sorry for the noise. All right, so I'm here with Martin Koppelman. When's the merge happening? What's the date? What's the time now?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
But I think 10 minutes ago it was also 40 minutes.
Yeah,
so
it keeps getting pushed back. So
yeah, 35. Yeah.
yeah. So so we're here at Full Node. How have you guys been preparing for the merge, and how excited are you right now?
I'm pretty excited. Some preparations, kind of some kind of trying to reduce risks here and there for for example, this replay protect, or there will probably be this other chain, and that there's a few things where this might cause harm for users, and we're trying to mitigate those. But other than that,
You think it'll go smoothly?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, like, what's the impact here for Gnosis Chain? Like, I know you guys will do the merge in a couple of weeks, and you're gonna be updating like once you've seen how things go on mainnet, it'll be perhaps more safe for you guys to do the merge there. But like, what's the impact of the merge on Gnosis Chain today, if any? Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, for us, so we had been working on the merge on Gnosis Chain also for a long time. Merged our main testnet successfully, so that's running on proof stake. But ultimately, we decided to kind of do the merge after Ethereum, simply because we felt. And I think, like, if something goes wrong today, then it will probably not be the network itself. So I'm pretty sure kind of the actual network itself will run smoothly. But what is quite possible is that surrounding infrastructure like block explorers, RPC endpoints, even like kind of data on top, like the graph.
yeah,
There, it certainly could be that there will be hiccups, and that was also for us the reason to kind of push our merge a bit back, to kind of give those kind of surrounding infrastructure a bit more time. But yeah, I mean, even of course, the good thing is, even if those things are will maybe not be available for a short time, it's certainly nothing critical.
Nothing catastrophic.
No.
So like, wallets could maybe have a hard time communicating with the chain because RPC endpoints are not properly, like, pointing to the chain, or some like off-chain services, or like that make use of off-chain infrastructure could also be like, there could be some hiccups there and that sort of thing. But you think that the chain itself and the clients will bear the load?
Yeah. So
cool. And what do you think is going to happen in the next couple of days? Like, I mean, I was talking to Paul earlier, and we were talking about like Aave and the DeFi markets, and how like the collateral is fully ETH collateral is fully utilized. Like, how do you think like DeFi is going to react to the merge being successful?
I mean, I'm personally certainly curious about what happens on the. I mean, I think this work chain will fade away and will be irrelevant, but still, kind of, at least from a
Maybe just one, like what's going on
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that?
no,
Because I didn't follow that very
okay,
closely.
okay,
I
okay.
just
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be some miners that will just keep on mining the other chain. So
Yeah.
there will be. I mean, at the end, it just takes one guy
one
or
guy.
kind of.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clear there will be a fork, or
Yeah.
there will be a other version of Ether. I mean, a proof of work chain. Again, I think it will be irrelevant, but it will certainly be an interesting learning experience for all those DeFi systems, because essentially, kind of from there, like from the perspective of a DeFi system on that other chain, it's kind of this catastrophic event where the value of Ether drops by 98%.
Yeah.
So potentially, I'm speculating here, but we could see, like for example, in Maker, there will be, of course, the Maker tokens and kind of everything will be forked on the other chain. So I could imagine that for the first time, we will see this emergency shutdown mechanism on the other chain. So,
Oh,
so
interesting.
on the other chain,
Yeah.
that will certainly be kind of Wild West for DeFi, because everything is completely messed up. Price oracles might not or will not work properly. All the collateral or kind of all the USDC is completely worthless now. So kind of people will, again, I think to some extent one shouldn't get too distracted by it.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see like everything kind of go up.
Right.
I mean, if in fact the chain like isn't of any significance, it's sort of interesting to see everything kind of go up in flames.
Yeah.
To get your popcorn.
Right. But I would kind of call users to be careful, because unless you really are deep into the stuff, there is the risk that if you do anything on this other chain, that those transactions
Also,
can be replayed
yeah.
on
chain.
Ethereum. So unless you really understand what you're doing, just wait until there are really safe options to kind of use this.
Is replay protection? I mean, at what level is that implemented, and what's the risk of like just issuing a MetaMask transaction and not being replayed?
Right. I mean, there's a kind of huge list of kind of, it depends on many factors. In general, there is the concept of a chain ID. And if a transaction has a different chain ID, it cannot be replayed. But there are kind of also old. I mean, there's still an old transaction format that doesn't have a chain ID, so you kind of need to know what format your wallet is using. Also, but I think they had announced that they would change the chain ID, but not immediately after the merge. So again, there are a lot of uncertainties. So that's why, and then there are like even more complex things. Like if you do a no safe transaction, then you are not doing a regular transaction, but you are kind of just authorizing your safe to do something. And
right.
Again, and it depends on what
you could be issuing a signature that might potentially be valid on both chains.
Exactly. I mean, in principle, also there, since kind of 2 or 3 years, we have their version that has this replay protection, but older versions have not. So again, it's a huge list of. So again, just be careful unless you 100% understand what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for chatting with me, and good luck with everything. And yeah, happy merge.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. I'll take your microphone back.
This is official merge party with in Denver, Cloud, and a bunch of other places. And he didn't get a full note just to be on there as well as like a full note viewing party.
You wanna talk for a minute?
Yeah.
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 All right. Just gonna switch this over. Easy.
People in Boulder around him.
Yeah.
Here. Okay. So I'm here with Eduardo, who was on the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
So if you listen to yesterday's episode, you'll recognize his voice. So what are you doing right now?
Well, right now we are putting in the sprint the logs of the Geth and Prism packages. So mainly we are tracking both the consensus client and the execution layer.
Yeah.
We expect to see it in real time making happen the merge and see the panda there. And,
You'll see the panda. Do you have a panda animation like ready?
I don't think so. I don't have it, but maybe that they have something for us. I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, really excited about this. A lot of work to this moment.
So what are you looking out for here? And
Yeah, mainly we can see that the gate that is in the top is getting new blocks. So for now we are waiting just for the TDD, and in the bottom we have Prism just ready for the merge, as you can see here, and you can see the latest difficulty, and just waiting for the terminal total difficulty.
okay,
So
okay. So you guys. So Dapnode sells computers like boxes that people can use to run validators at home, and you also have software that allows them to easily run their Ethereum validators from home. What like you guys were here? I came in at 7. You guys were already here. You had like your whole team
Yeah.
huddled over like in a war room. What kinds of things could go wrong for Dapnode users?
Well, at the end for that users, at the end we are running just the packets from the client. So the only thing that can happen is that any some of hits can need to be published because of the need at some point. But in general, I mean, I have the feeling that this has been taking a lot. So maybe just a hot piece of some specific packet for any reason, but not a big thing. Just to be aware that a new version that fixed something, but. Yeah, at the end we are running all the execution clients, all the consensus client numbers. So we have now 12 combinations. So if
Yeah.
something happens in one of them, we need to be aware. That is why we are all the team here, just to be ready to publish quickly a packet with
Yeah.
the last version. But I mean, the people are safe.
Okay, so everything should go well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think generally people are pretty optimistic. That
Yeah,
things
pretty
are gonna
relaxed,
go well.
right?
Yeah.
That is the feeling, the general opinion.
And I mean, like, once the merge happens, like, you guys have been preparing for this for a long time, but like, what could potentially change for you, and like, Dapnode as a product, what kinds of things would you be integrating or updating or building for customers?
Yeah, the reality is that to run a validator has become every time more and more complicated. So we are working on a specific UI for run all the packages that we have in Damnode. So you are going to be able to set up the consensus client, the execution client. Also, we use the Web3 signer to protect the validator. So
Web3 signing?
signer.
Ah,
Yeah.
signer. What's that?
Yeah, this is a piece that it goes in top of the validator.
Yeah.
So mainly it's like it's just a packet that allow you to sign messages. That means that you can connect several validators to that package, and since it has slashing protection database, you are safe that you are not going to sign 2 times the same message.
Oh, okay.
This allows us to switch quickly from one client to another client without the need to move validator keys.
Ah, okay. That's interesting.
And
Yeah.
it adds an extra security layer for users. So that is why we are so comfortable switching between clients in Damnode, because we have these bits that control keys.
Okay.
Obviously we are going to put the MEV boost for those who want to run it. So yeah, the map is growing. All the pieces that you need to run are growing. And we are preparing a UI to make it easy to understand all of this, easy to switch between all of them, and just to help people to not spend all the day thinking get off the Damnode. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool. I mean, I knew about Dapnode before, but I had never actually seen the
It's your first time,
dashboard,
right?
and I think I want to get one.
That's
Yeah.
great.
All right.
Yeah, we also have metrics. So for example, I think I can show you here. I don't know if you can see.
Maybe
No,
we can.
I can open a big one.
Maybe we can do this.
Okay. So when you install a package on Damnode, you also have Grafana metrics in case you want to take a look to them. So for example, we have here the Web3 signer metrics, and since I am running a validator, you can see how the signatures are happening on this Damnode. So you see if the slashing protection has been working. So you can check more details of the node if you are an expert, if you want, but it's obviously this is optional for those who know what all of this mean. and it's just automatically set up at the moment that you install the package, so you don't need to do anything. It's Zero-Conf. So
Yeah.
in the easy. We also have a Telegram integration, so in case an update happens, you can be aware quickly.
That's super useful.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, mainly try to make life easier for users in general.
So this is all in your Grafana node. Sorry, in your DApp node. When you set up at home, like you have all these analytics and all this dashboard like built in.
Yeah, I mean, you need to install a packet that is the
Yeah.
DNS, but at the end, when you have it installed, we have kind of automatic way in which when you install the package, you get the metrics from the package inside this.
Yeah.
It's automatically
It's-
done.
yeah.
It's like magic at some point. But yeah, at the end, we are just trying to remove the complexity for the final user to make these kind of things faster than if you are alone with it.
Yeah, that's super cool. I really like it. I mean, I run validators on Cosmos, and I know how hard it is to like set everything up, and we've tried to automate as many things as possible to like launch chains, update clients whenever updates need to occur, and the fact that you guys have bundled this into like a nice web UI product that automatically updates when clients need to update, and you can like install packages and extra things, like I think is really cool.
Yeah, I have professional friends. But I mean, I have friends that are running professional validator in Cosmos, and they are also running Damnot. And they didn't touch this anytime. It's like the perfect validator for them because it's not zero maintaining also because
Yeah.
of the update. So it's really useful for people in general.
Nice. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for chatting.
Yeah,
Enjoy the merge.
same.
All right, so I'm gonna go around and see who else wants to talk to us. Let's see if I can switch this around. Ah, there you go. A lot of people here. Someone's gonna give a live performance in a bit. Got people from South Africa, people from the States watching. You guys are troopers, because it's late there. All right, since we still had a couple minutes here, I'm gonna give a little tour of Full Node for those who've never seen Full Node. So this is kind of like the main lobby area, and then over here are the offices. Oh, lost you for a second here. The old school Epicenter logo, and this is where, Brian recorded probably many of the episodes that he's been on, and Federica certainly records from here very often. This was set up by Vedran, our audio engineer. I've done a couple of episodes here myself. It's very nice, very professional. And hey, we're on live stream. Go ahead. This is where the Cosmos office used to be, actually, in this box many years ago. Yeah, it's a very cool space. Lots of good memories here. And the Gnosis team mostly hangs out back here. So yeah, if you're ever in Berlin, be sure to stop by Full Node. Oh, we got somebody someone speaking over there, so we're gonna go listen.
Very cool artwork called that turns Ethereum into
So I don't have a stabilizer on this camera, so apologies for the
added to the chain. Their hashes serve as random numbers that are converted
jitterness.
to notes according to the rules of Mozart's musical dice game of 1792. How this works is there's a table of 176 fragments of music that can be combined in any order for an original waltz every time. So the music is in fact composed partly by Mozart and partly by the Ethereum blockchain. Our brave musicians here that woke up at like 5 in the morning are about to play this music as it is generated in real time by the blockchain and shown to them on the screen. At the time of the merge, you'll notice the character of the music will change, marking the beginning of a beautiful new era in Ethereum's history. The Ethereum Foundation has requested this be educational, so I'm going to talk quickly about randomness. Blockchains need randomness to work, but the way randomness is generated will change at the merge. This is one of the many big changes under the hood that make proof of stake work. In proof of work, block producers are randomly selected by who can solve the proof of work puzzle first. In proof of stake, Ethereum, randomness is more explicit. Basically, every validator commits to some random value when they join the network. This combined randomness is then used to select the validators that are allowed to produce the next blocks, and it will also be used to generate the music to hear post-merge. As you listen, keep in mind that you're listening to the heartbeat of Ethereum in real time as blocks are produced. And also remember that this is highly experimental, and that many things could go wrong. And the musicians are seeing the music for the very first time, and they're operating on very little sleep. So thanks again for being here. Okay, actually, just give us another 5 minutes because I think the merge has been a little delayed. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, so this is a, if you didn't get that at the beginning, this is a musical composition that's based on block data. So I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it basically like some algorithm that translates the like block information into notes, and they were starting to play, but because I think the merge has been delayed by another couple of minutes, they're going to be starting up again in a few minutes. Let's see who else we can talk to. Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
I'm good.
You want to have a little chat?
I'm super tired.
Okay. A lot of people are tired. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Do you guys want to? Do you want to have a little chat on the Epicenter live stream?
No, just woke up.
That's okay. I just woke up too.
Indefinitely waiting for the merge.
You want to put this on here?
Okay.
Sorry. All right. Hey. So, good morning. I'm here with Stefan from Gnosis, and yeah, I think we're all very tired. How late did you stay out last night?
I went actually to sleep at like 1 or 2.
Yeah, me too. Decent amount of sleep.
I figured like the merge is delayed and delayed further, so eventually I can actually almost sleep in.
You can almost function right now.
Yeah, almost.
So yeah, so it's been further delayed now. I think it was supposed to be around 8:15, but now it's around like 8:40
Yeah, 8:40, 8:45.
Paris, Berlin time.
Minus do us a favor for European time zones. So
Yeah.
let's make sure we're all awake.
So can you explain maybe like why it is that the merge is being delayed? Like what's happening here on the chain?
Right, yeah, we're just waiting for the total difficulty to hit the target. And the total difficulty is defined by how much hash power there is on the network. And right now, of course, like miners are thinking about strategically like what chain they should mine. And some miners are dropping off because they want to mine Ethereum Classic
Yeah.
or do something else. And that's why we have less and less like total difficulty increase over time. And that's why it's like slightly delayed. So
Right.
it's always a moving target, but right now it's just like usually it can go faster or slower, but right now just miners are dropping off, and that's why it takes a bit longer.
So as miners are dropping off, then it's getting closer and closer to a difficulty target. There were projections about how long this would take, but
Right.
less miners are dropping off for whatever reasons because like strategically they think they need to wait a little bit longer, or whether they're just sort of like playing that game about like who's going to drop off first. And when we hit the target, then the merge will happen.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going for a while. We could be here for a while.
Yeah. No, I think now it's like the closer we get, the less likely we will have further delays. So maybe it will be like 1 more minute delayed or 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So
Yeah.
it's
Otherwise we're gonna
really
need-
the countdown now. The next 10 minutes or 15 minutes will actually happen.
Yeah. Otherwise we're going to need more merge.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so I was talking to Martin earlier, and like, what do you think is going to happen post merge? Because like he was describing this kind of like apocalyptic scenario on the proof of work chain, where like everything starts to fall apart and like
Yeah.
burn in flames. But yeah,
So first of all, I hope like Ethereum itself will do fine. Like I hope we don't see too many outages. I mean, it's a very complex. So I could see some RPC providers not being available, or maybe some centralized exchanges not being able to allow withdrawals for some longer time than they
Yeah.
plan to. But I hope everything else will be fine. Don't see any issues in DeFi. Regarding the Ethereum proof of work chain, yes, there we will see a very interesting MEV game.
Yeah.
Because on this network, suddenly everything but Ether has pretty much no value.
Yeah.
And so you will see all these pools getting drained and basically DeFi entirely collapsing.
Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting test case.
Yeah. No, that's
For what
it's
hopefully
super
never
interesting
happens
test
to
case.
Ethereum. It's also very questionable what the value of ETH power actually is, but
Someone just posted here in the chat. I don't know if I could see about a 51% attack. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. No, I mean yeah, it'll be interesting to have sort of the chronicle of like how, I mean, if ETH proof of work doesn't survive, like how that whole thing collapses and like the cascading effects of, you know, like pools getting drained and people getting liquidated and, you know, like DAI, you know, DAI implementing the emergency shut off and like.
You will see, like, if actually Ethereum proof of work has any real value that even like makes people do these things.
Yeah.
My view is like it's much more likely that Ethereum Classic will get more mining power.
Yeah, which would be great, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, like I mean, Ethereum Classic also doesn't really have a big ecosystem, to be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a collapsing ecosystem, so it's a better start. You know.
Yeah. And so you know, regarding Gnosis Chain and the merge on Gnosis Chain, what kind of lessons do you hope to learn from like the mainnet merge for?
Well, yeah. So actually, we're running on the same client. So we have Nethermind execution client, which also does emerge now on Ethereum mainnet. We have Teku, Prism, Lighthouse, and other Ethereum 2 clients. So hopefully everything go well. But if it doesn't, then we know what you potentially also have to fix for Gnosis Chain, of course.
Yeah.
Because we run exactly the same clients in the end. Yeah.
Smart move to wait a couple of weeks before.
Yeah, well, initially the plan was actually to do it the other way around, that Gnosis Chain would merge before Ethereum, and eventually Ethereum would be able to learn something from our merge.
Yeah.
But I guess now it's the other way around, which I guess also fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks so much. Yeah. Woo. Let's take this here.
Awesome.
All right. I gotta find more people to talk to.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Now it's just picked up again.
Whoa. All right. So apparently it's happening in 7 minutes. Hi. You want to be on a live stream?
Owen has something really interesting built. Why he not ready for sharing.
Not ready for sharing. Okay. So we're gonna go over here to the screen. So we got the execution tent on top and the consensus client on the bottom. Someone's asking in the chat if someone talked about Saskatoon. I don't know. I didn't hear that.
We're not sure if it's going to happen now, so we're starting music again.
The merge has happened. All right, so the merge has happened. It is 8:43 Paris time, or Berlin time, Central European time. So I guess 6:43 UTC is when it happened. So it looks like we're producing blocks. Do you have a panda? Yeah. So, what are we seeing here?
We are seeing the different slots. Right now we are waiting for the first justified slot, and then we need to wait for the first justified block. So now we need to wait around 12 minutes for the first one and or 12 minutes for the second one. But everything looks good. This happened finally.
Awesome.
It's really, really amazing.
Yeah, so long in the making.
Yeah, crazy.
Hey, you want to be on the Epicenter live stream?
Of course.
All right, let me set you up here.
I made it here.
Right on time.
Right on time. I had to drop off 3 kids, so this was.
Hey, so here's a familiar face. She got here right on time for the
I was
merge.
here like 90 seconds early.
I've been here since 7, and yeah, I didn't expect there to be so many people, but yeah.
People are excited about this. I mean,
Yeah,
we've been
I know.
waiting for this for like 7 years, and it's finally a very inopportune time for people who usually start work at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
or something, but you know, whatever. We'll call this a night and then go to bed.
Yeah, when I came in, there was about, I don't know, there was like maybe 10 people still drinking, and like the whole Daphno team were huddling around making sure everything would work. And then some people were like, oh, we wanted to go to the EF office, but this place was, it was cooler to be at Full Node. So, what are you going to do today?
I have meetings sadly all
Okay.
day. So we have a team brunch, and then yeah, basically everyone's here for DevCon.
Yeah.
So basically we do all the things in person that we want to do in person.
Thanks so much, Jason on trombone, Miriam synth, Pablo on keyboard, and Shaka on percussion. And thanks again to FullNode for hosting us, Yannick for coding the whole website and everything, and Ethereum Foundation for funding us, and thanks to the Ethereum blockchain for working.
Super nice.
Yeah, good turnout. So, what's next? This is like the first.
Withdrawals.
Yeah.
So withdrawals, Gnosis Chain is going to merge as well.
Yeah.
So basically, we'll have the merge in like 2 or 3 weeks, and then it'll be sharding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're getting there slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Very
yeah.
slowly. Much more slowly than you would have ever thought.
I'm curious. What do you think is going to happen on on DeFi protocols today?
I got my popcorn ready for the ETH POW
Yeah.
kind of.
We've been
spectacle.
chatting about that this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think so. Basically, I think the voice on Twitter. Basically, I mean, in principle, there would have been a really good narrative to spin, but somehow the best they came up with is miners somehow need to make money, which is a shitty narrative.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's dead on arrival. But
Yeah.
I mean.
And what about like on the merge chain? Like, what do you think is going to happen there on DeFi?
I think it's possible there are minor hiccups, but I think all in all, basically, this has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So I feel like the main things, they'll be fine.
Yeah, but I'm talking more like markets. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good question. I hadn't thought this. Yeah, I don't really do price speculation.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's see. But I think it's good for the narrative of Ethereum. I think
Yeah,
basically
absolutely.
this is like a prerequisite to kind of,
Being like long-term legitimate.
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know if you. I don't know if this was true or not, or if it was fake, but like I saw this tweet by the Tezos Foundation saying like Ethereum moving to the merge is basically catching up with the entire industry. You can build on Tezos. And I thought it was a bit funny, but yeah, like I think it's important.
posters.
Yeah, but I think it's important to the long-term narrative, and like certainly will like help shape opinions about like blockchains and like this whole kind of narrative around utilization of electricity and things like that. So
Absolutely.
even now, like I think in the industry, we're sort of aware that this narrative is somewhat skewed. This will definitely like remove a lot of arguments from the playbook of those people.
So important for mainstream adoption, just for the narrative.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Are you heading over to ZK?
I don't know what I'm going to do today.
Okay.
There's so many things going on.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a ticket for ZK.
You want my okay, probably not live.
And if you're watching. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'm
We
glad
got like
this all worked
25
out.
people watching this since the last hour, so it's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
All right, let me take this back from you.
Take it from me.
What are you doing? Are you going to go to ZK?
No, I have no time, but it's like I didn't work. I mean, I did work the entire last 3 days, but not in the way that I usually work. So
Yeah. Yes, ETH Berlin is happening tomorrow,
yes.
but I'm not going to ETH Berlin. I'm going back
Okay.
home. All right. Cheers.
See you later.
See ya. All right, that was Federica. See if there's other folks that want to talk to us. Oh, maybe this guy. Hey, how's it going? You wanna say something? You wanna say something to the Epicenter audience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're streaming
Nice.
with this contraption. All right. Hold on a second. Get you mic'd up. So for those listening, sorry if there's any sort of noise every time I flick with the mic. All right. So let's tell people who you are and what you work on.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Hilmar from Gelato. We do a lot of automation for smart contracts, other things. And yeah, happy to be here at Full Node, see the merge live.
I saw you coming in like right before it happened. You almost missed it.
1 minute, I was like, okay, perfect timing, and I just witnessed it. And yeah, just making sure our infrastructure is up and running, stuff is executing. Everything is working well apparently.
Is your infrastructure up and running and working smoothly?
Yeah. We did a bunch of testing, and the merge was a success, as you see here.
Yeah.
And so yeah, finally it happened, right? I think you probably still remember 2017 or so. The merge was like half a year out or something, and now like 5 years it happened. So
yeah, and it's also like it's really great to be here at Full Node while it's happening. Like I don't know, for me it feels like such a selling point for like crypto in Berlin and just like Ethereum in general. You know, I mean.
Yeah, look at that crowd, right?
Ethereum didn't start here in this office, but for me, like this was certainly one of the places where you know, like a lot of my interest sort of grew and like meeting folks, and so it's cool to be here and see the familiar faces. What's next for you guys, and like how are you sort of moving forward? Or
a bunch of stuff. Basically, trying to make it as powerful for developers as possible to utilize our tools to build smart contracts that interact from the off-chain world to the on-chain world and have this whole process be fully autonomous. So you can trigger any sort of on-chain transactions with off-chain data and triggers and vice versa. So having like a seamless automated workflow from on to off-chain and across like most chains. And yeah, we are already the most sort of used Keeper network in Web3 right now. So in the Ethereum EVM space. And so working on making these tools better, more accessible, and just more reliable, and at some point completely permissionless, decentralized, and it's sort of like a primitive for Web3 that just lives beyond us itself. So
what are you going to be watching in the next couple of days? Like, where's your interest and your attention going to be?
Regarding the merge? No.
Regarding like what's happening in the next few days.
So I'm actually very curious about what's happening right now on the blocks. like what is going on, because I expected just like gas prices to go quite volatile, and because I don't think everyone has figured out like the Flashbots stuff yet. So I guess the gas price war is happening. I'm just curious about how everything reacts to it. If the infrastructure just is as expected, and markets are always volatile, right? They're like external factors. I think.
What's the price? Just curious. I'm wondering what's going on with the price right now. Well, since I'm doing here on the phone, like I don't have any way to like look it up.
Nothing really.
Oh, right. It's just hasn't really moved. I mean, it dropped yesterday a little bit.
I think.
We got a little bump.
Yeah. I think what's like with the prices, it's always people are overestimating these sort of micro events or underestimating the macro events. Right? So I think some like a macro, like I don't know, inflation rates or whatever, the economy tanking is just like a much bigger effect these days. I expected a sort of like a downtrend after the merge. It's always like the news is there, and nothing really changes, right? but only slowly after a while, like inflation changes for Ethereum. So
Yeah. What do you think so what's your view on like how the inflation, the new inflationary model will, like impact? Yeah.
well, I think it will be similar to like a halvening, right? So slowly but surely over time it will have an effect.
Yeah.
But it will be probably overwhelmed by macro factors for the like short term to medium term. But then slowly you will see the effect, I think.
Yeah.
And it will take it will take longer than people expected.
Yeah. And what about the narrative? Like I was just talking to Federica, and we were talking about the significance of the narrative, and Ethereum has gone through several narratives. Like World Computer, and then like the like ICOs, and then DeFi, and then NFTs, and like there's a new now there's a new narrative.
Yeah.
I think it's. You can kind of see like where it's going in terms of like the energy efficiency and that sort of stuff. But what do you anticipate will be the sort of broad narrative around Ethereum in the next like year or two?
The next narrative. So I'm very hopeful that it will be sort of these non-financial use cases. I think we saw NFTs, right? NFTs, how they currently are sort of very limited to just buying and selling. So it was like trading or ICOs just with NFTs, right?
Yeah.
So, but I see like with our infrastructure, like we have like a shit ton of games and stuff using us.
Okay.
And some of them are really like popular, like they're really used. I can see that, right? I see like transactions happening in and out every day. And I think gaming, also social and stuff like that is super interesting. Of course, on the cheaper chains mostly. So I'm super hopeful with that. I think there's a lot of money in this space now, so people can really innovate and building actually like on-chain games that are like open and composable, and other people can build UIs on top and steal some of take these items and do something else. So I think there will be like a huge remixing going on, and then like proper financial tools as well, because right now we only had like these lending AMMs, but everything that is really sophisticated that you have from traditional markets are still not really there or liquid.
Yeah.
And I think this is now only coming like order book exchanges and really like efficient markets that can compete against the traditional world in terms of not only like openness, accessibility, but then also just as efficient gas-wise and everything. So I think it will take time, but yeah.
And what's how are you guys planning to integrate Gelato like cross EVM chain, like be able to automate things from like say Gnosis chain to mainnet to
so we are already live on 18 different EVM chains.
Okay, wow.
So we are integrated to many. So yeah, we have like an architecture which is very sort of modular and we can basically deploy new chains very quickly. So we have not yet went beyond EVM, but we will certainly do so in the future. So we are very we have like systems where, for example, you as a project, if you live on 10 different chains, you can have one balance with Gelato, and you can pay for transactions on 10 different chains, right?
Wow,
so you have like
cool.
you have like Ether and Ethereum, and then we front you the money on like Polygon or Avalanche or whatever you want to execute transactions upon, and then we sort of asynchronously deduct your balance on Ethereum. This is especially cool for like bridges or bridge operators and stuff like that. They're using it like Connex or Nomad, MakerDAO bridges and stuff. So so we are quite multi-chain by default. But not beyond EVM yet, but at some point.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Yeah. Hey, community. What's up?
Still got a couple of people watching.
Yeah.
I think we'll try to do a couple more of these and then and maybe wrap it up because
All right,
we probably
guys.
want to go to sleep or go to work or something.
I don't know. Sleep, work. Not sure. Probably a bit of work.
All right, thanks.
All right, dude. Yeah, Price is not really doing anything, right? It's,
Yeah.
I mean, people are still sort of waiting. Does it actually work, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I expected like a small dump on the news.
Yeah. Also, maybe I don't know. Maybe the Chinese markets are probably like end of day now, so I guess it's still like daytime there, but maybe tomorrow there'll be.
What's just important? Like, nothing really changed, right? It's just like it's the same things, the same usage.
Yeah.
Now it's just like a bit of inflation that is less, but this doesn't take effect right away.
Yeah.
It's half a year. So.
Yeah. It might take a while. All right. Thank you.
Sir.
Cheers. All right. That was Hilmar from Gelato. Who else can we talk to here?
That's been really tough, honestly.
Oh, I think I saw Roland a while ago.
Perfect.
Hey, how's it going?
It's fine.
Yeah. Do you wanna talk a little bit on the Epicenter live stream about the merge and?
I have nothing to say, I guess.
I mean, like you've been here for a while. You've got lots of things to say, I'm sure. I mean, if you want to.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. Thanks anyway.
Happy merge.
Wait. So, I found a familiar face here.
Yeah. Happy merge.
Did you just get here?
No, I've been here for I was here for the merge.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't see you come in. Are you excited?
It's very exciting. It seems like it has gone very smoothly. Like blocks are being produced. No one seems stressed out.
So what are we seeing here? We got the participation rate.
Yeah, it's just like the
96%.
beacon chain is functioning as expected. Blocks are being produced. It's very impressive.
So what as a familiar face in the Cosmos ecosystem, what do you think there are any impacts that the merge will have, sort of like on the interchain ecosystem? In terms of narrative or
I think there's a couple of things. One is, there is this maybe there's a better path now to native IBC integration with Ethereum.
Yeah.
But the other thing is I think now this has been has consumed so much engineering attention, right? That the sort of convergent vision now of Cosmos and Ethereum towards just this multi VM, multi chain ecosystem is now the collective focus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think having better paths to integrating real trust minimized bridging between the EVM ecosystem and Cosmos is one of the biggest advancements that
the
we've got
world
there.
of rollups and the world of Cosmos chains are definitely converging, and I think this is a big milestone towards that convergence.
What's actually technically needed for IBC to work on through Ethereum mainnet or through a rollup? Does it only have to do with finality and state proofs?
Well, it's all about. So there's a couple of things. One is, there's a light client implementation for. There's a light client implementation. There needs to be a light client.
Let's just do this here so we're not in the way of everybody.
There needs to be a light client implementation. For Ethereum. There also needs to be an implementation of Ethereum of the whole message passing stack of IBC. And there is a Solidity implementation, but I haven't really looked at it.
A Solidity implementation of IBC?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
yeah.
they've solved the light client problem by having an off-chain oracle for the consensus state.
Yeah, yeah.
But we get closer and closer to a world where that's possible.
Okay. And so then every chain would have to implement this Solidity implementation of IBC.
No, just Ethereum would.
Just the mainnet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would settle to Ethereum, like any roll up or sidechain would settle to Ethereum, and then from there you could.
But I generally feel like this is again a big day, just because I think it does represent more attention going toward that vision of the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be great. I mean, honestly, there's been. I think the main thing that we're going to have to solve in the next couple of years is this ability to just move funds and have trains interact with each other. And I think a lot of people in the space see it as this technical thing, but what it unlocks and what it enables is just so much better user experience.
Yes.
Where a user can just be in an app and have whatever currency they're using in this wallet. And it just ends up paying for something on a completely different chain.
This is a big milestone towards really making great Web3 applications across all the ecosystems.
Yeah. Cool. And so, what do you expect is going to happen on DeFi markets in the next couple of days?
I mean, the macro situation is still really bad, so I expect that to mostly dominate.
Yeah.
But, inflation numbers and expected Fed rate increases and stuff like that probably will make more of a difference. But this is, if we make it through the rest of the day, I think a huge amount of technical risk in the ecosystem has been eliminated.
Yeah. And what about Sommelier? So how have you guys been preparing for the merge, and how is this going to impact the product moving forward?
Because Sommelier doesn't really bridge tokens, so you've seen a lot of bridges shut down for the merge.
Yeah.
But because we don't bridge tokens, we only bridge execution. We didn't feel like there's a lot of risk. So, hopefully, I'll check in, but it's probably a non-event.
It's probably fine.
I got 95-ish% confidence that, and the worst case scenario, no one would lose money. So.
Yeah. Okay. What are you going to be doing today? Were you up late last night?
No, I mean, I was pretty excited at 2 a.m. and I couldn't really sleep. It's just this is a very exciting moment.
Yeah.
It's good to be in Berlin.
Yeah, it's good to be in Berlin, and it's good to be here, here at Full Node. I don't know. I don't think there's anywhere else I would like to be than here. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. All right. This year. So that was Zeki, and maybe we find another cosmonaut. Actually, he's having a conversation. Who else can we talk to? Hey.
Long time no see.
How's it going?
Good.
Do you want to spend 5 minutes talking to the Epicenter audience?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Yeah, just 10 minutes. Can I come?
Yeah, just 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, you'll come to me in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll be done in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll come through now.
All right. Thanks.
So,
Live stream calls. Can I put this on you?
Sure.
There you go. All right. So we got Dave from Osmosis fame.
Hello.
I didn't know you would be here.
Yeah, how can you not be in Berlin for the merge?
Yeah, I know. It's really cool. So what have you been up to these last couple of days?
Think about Bullshark a lot. But, just into trying to ship releases. But Bullshark's an alternate sand algorithm that's it's basically solves how do you make DAGs work with proof of stake.
Yeah.
Just as actually a really elegant solution that feels to me simple and tenorment, and with way more benefits.
Okay, what's this?
It's called Bullshark.
Bullshark. I've never heard of this.
It's like a paper from the last year from I think the DM folks that then became like now Sweet Aptos or
Yeah,
GTS.
yeah. So this is what you've been working on?
No. I've just been like back burner thinking about it for like
Okay.
2 days.
Okay.
I'm not, this is not what I'm actually coding and stuff. It's
Yeah.
very much just like trying to mentally frame the space consensus.
I see. Okay. And yeah, like, what do you think about like, how? I mean, I was talking to Zeki earlier, and I was asking him how he thinks the merge is going to say like impact the broader ecosystem. Because like we're more say like in the Cosmos space, and
Yeah.
like of course this is not directly impacting Cosmos, but how do you feel the merge is going to maybe like shift narratives or impact like user adoption in the broader crypto space and like potentially on Cosmos?
Something that's really cool is that now way more than like 50% of crypto market cap is proof of stake.
Yeah.
Because you have and every ERC20.
Yeah.
Like USDC and stuff. So I think we at least have this narrative of like power wastage going away. But more importantly, we can now start doing better finality tricks. Like now, ETH is now more composed of other chains because you have finality at some point, so you can then do like IBC style bridges.
Yeah. So how
I mean, the pitch of ETH too. I feel like right now is that it's basically just solving data availability. So now, like the roll-up dream can happen for execution.
Yeah.
But the roll-up dream is actually just the app chain dream. But we offload data availability to one person. Then either people will just run DA themselves with like Tendermint, or will offload to something else, not just ETH.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see like that app chain thesis come to fruition in the also in the Ethereum space. It's like validates I think this idea that applications blockchain applications need to be sort of segregated from other applications, and that we modularize the stack. And like of course in Cosmos we've talked about this for years. It's great to, I'm super excited about having it come to Ethereum. Of course I think the thing that still is I'd like to see develop is like trust minimized bridging across all these ecosystems, and I think that would we don't see it so much, but because we see it, I think I see it, and perhaps a lot of people that are deep in the weeds see it as like a technical advancement, but it unlocks so much user experience improvements in terms of just being able to like use one wallet to interact with all sorts of ecosystems that not even know or care about like where you're buying an NFT or how you're paying for your coffee.
So this is a huge thing we're doing with Osmosis as well. Of like, we're making it so that you can use MetaMask to sign transactions to not even know trying to make it so you don't even know you're leaving Ethereum, and have Osmosis be this backend in the middle, so you can use any wallet, it just goes through and you don't know. Like I think this is we'll see way more things happening of so you make things more interchain. You can have people stop having to think about what chain are my assets on.
Yeah. So let's give us some Osmosis Alpha.
Sure.
Go.
I guess. I mean, on that topic in particular, like what you do is you make things like you have cross-chain swaps of like I want to go from I don't know Atom to Akash, or like so I want to Akash is a software it does this like a service thing where like I use AKT to rent a server, right? Why do I care what token I use or what chain I'm on? Like what we should have is then with enough IBC composability done, like you pay for an Akash server or with any token and on any chain, and it just gets routed and swapped for you.
Yeah.
So if we get this solved, then imagine anything you want to do on Cosmos. You pay for something. No more native token like thinking. No, you don't even think about what chain are my assets on. You just do an action, and the front end should just route like your tokens and swap in whatever you need.
Yeah. What do you think of like the prospect of ZK bridges?
Yeah. So people use ZK bridges for two things, and one is like an efficiency optimization. The other is really cool. So efficiency optimization is right now IBC is a light client bridge.
Yeah.
What this means is you do light client verification of headers. So it turns out, how do I do this? I verify a lot of signatures. Okay, so I can just use a snark to make this like I verify like one small thing instead of a linear number of signatures. But what's cooler is you can now solve I think the big problem of bridging is that we still trust the state root. Like, so even like client proofs, we just use economic guarantees to say the state root is valid.
Yeah.
But with you can use snarks, and if you have a VM chain, and you can do a snark of the VM to guarantee that the state root is valid. So now all these ZK EVM projects that are happening, like for Polygon has like many, Aztec, etc., Cairo. Like you can use any of these to get a proof of the EVM execution. So now we can have a bridge that does like client verification, just header verification, and does a snark to guarantee that the entire state is valid.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge step up in bridging of just like now we've guaranteed state validity.
That's super cool. And like in the EVM world, I think is it accurate to say that like ZK bridges will be?
So I actually don't know, but when you say ZK bridge, I actually don't know which of the things you mean of like ZK for like client scalability or snark like client scalability or the state validity. State validity is like the exciting thing.
Yeah.
Like client validity is just like cool optimization.
I think I'm talking about state validity.
Okay.
Right. And so where we can't implement IBC, is ZK bridging a more adapted solution to that, or is that like the sort of the premise of implementing ZK bridges here?
No, so state validity is just a good feature to have.
Yeah.
Like this is a nice thing to have for. I don't have to trust the chains. Like I don't have to trust the chain's economics to guarantee that like the state I'm given is valid. Like imagine there's a random Oracle chain. What if it has like shitty proof of stake assumptions? Well, I could then still trust the randomness is valid based on state validity, even if it has economic issues. Because economic finality is just fork choice rule.
Yeah.
But if we verify, well, today it's fork choice rule and state validity. Well, if we have validity proofs or ZK bridging, then it's only economic finality. But for many things, that's like for like a lot of information transfer, this could be important. But some things it's not, or some things it's way less sensitive.
Okay.
So I mentally view my mental map of bridges as like a couple things that we need to like make vastly increase the security for tail end chains, validity proofs, for all chains which have rate limits on the bridge, because it's honestly just stupid that like there could be a software bug and you lose your entire bridge gets like depegged, like Wormhole Nomad, this happened. And so you should have a rate limit, say like, okay, in the worst case, only a fifth of the bridge gets depegged. So then like, $1 becomes 80 cents, not 0 cents.
Yeah. Like I was talking to Arjun from Connex about this, like implementing some sort of rate limiting on withdrawals from bridges. And
Axar added this.
Sorry?
Axar added this, and we're adding to IBC very soon.
Okay,
like we have the
really?
code, we have the code done, then it's like pipeline for not this release, but the release after.
Okay, and would it be like a general rate limit, or chains would be able to decide?
The code right now is just for Osmosis, and what we're doing is just.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the code is for Osmosis.
Yeah, but anyone else can import it. Once we evolve this ecosystem, good. But what we do is then you specify a rate limit per big channel. So like for the big ones like USDC, Bitcoin, governance should like just set should choose like what is the percentage we want. Like percent per day, percent per week. That like if something happens, liveness is like temporarily halted, and then either someone that people go verify, is this a security bug or not?
And is this decided by governance or?
Yeah, it'll probably be set by governance.
Okay, cool.
So then how you recover from rate limits then is like either you just nothing happens, you just wait, or if there's like an issue, you go respond. If there's no issue, then you can wait or have someone like manually come in and like restart it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna hold you up any longer. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Thanks. Nice seeing you all up center community.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So that was Dave. I think we're gonna button this up. Yeah, I've been here for an hour and a half now. It's been consistently about 10 to 25 people in here, so it's great. Excited to get the day started. Probably going to go to some other conference. There's a bunch of stuff going on in Berlin today. There's ZK Summit. There's DoomCon. I don't have tickets for any of those things, but yeah, you're welcome.
responding to the comments here. Yeah, and then life goes on. So thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in, being part of this live stream. We don't do this often, but definitely something I think we'd like to do more often. And see you on Twitter, and thanks for listening.